Hello everybody, today we are ranking all of the makeup purchases I have made this year. We are pretty much exactly halfway through the year and I have purchased 16 makeup items. So I'm going to be ranking them from my least favorite to my number one top pick. So let's get going. Coming in at number 16 is a product I don't actually have anymore, and it is the Estée Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Volumizing Mascara. Pretty sure I got that name right. I purchased this mascara after using up my number one favorite, which is the Sisley So Volume Mascara. And I remember I had purchased it previously, then didn't purchase it again, and now I remember why. It is a lovely mascara. It has a very long wand, which can be good, but you do need to be careful when you apply it. But the number one reason I'm not going to repurchase it is that it does eventually smudge on me. It makes my lashes look really beautiful, but I just missed my Sisley So Volume so much, so that is the mascara I'm wearing today. Coming in at number 15 is this lipstick by Hindash in Rest in Roses. And I believe I purchased this back in February. I got sucked in when I saw a picture of a model wearing this shade. Now it's a nice shade and there is nothing wrong with this lipstick. It's just not something that I reach for that makes me feel extra special. It's just something that always lives in my handbag. This is just something nice to put on top because it is very sheer, but it isn't something that makes me feel particularly special or excited. So again, nothing wrong with the formula. I don't find it drying or anything like that. It isn't just one of those wow sort of purchases. Coming in at number 14 is another item by Hindash, and this is nothing against Hindash or the brand. This just happens to be how it goes, but it is the color fluid in the shade Carve. Now the reason that this is as lower than the list as it is, it's not because it's not a beautiful product, but it's because I own the You Paint by Violette FR in Petite Culotte, which I much prefer over this one. Very nice product, it's very multi-use. I could use it on the face and for contour and such, so I do think I can still find uses for it, which is why I haven't decluttered it. But it wasn't a necessary purchase, and if I could go back, I wouldn't purchase this again. Coming in at number 13 is their Color Palette by LH Cosmetics. I purchased this at the very beginning of January, and as you can see, I haven't used it very much, but I really do enjoy having this. I find it is one of those products that I don't reach for daily, but it's nice to have if I want to adjust my eyeshadow slightly. It's like if I have a purple and I want to deepen it and add a bit more red to it, I can do that because I have access to all of these different colors. And every now and then I do enjoy just a monochromatic look on the eyes, so with red or with blue or with purple, I think that's very cool and fun. It's just not something I'm using often at the moment, but I know that my makeup style goes through cycles and changes. Right now it's a bit more subdued and stripped back. I think it has to do with the weather as well. But it is a wonderful palette. It's just not one that I use very often, so that's why it's this low on the list. Coming in at number 12 are these blushes by Perfecto, and I have them in She's Seductive and She's Blushing. I purchased these blushes when I had a bit of a slip up in March, and it's also when I purchased the Hindash products. And looking back, I really didn't need to purchase the Hindash products or the Perfecto blushes. I've used those products, but they really weren't necessary. Looking back, I do wish I selected poppier colors because Perfecto does offer a very fun color range for blush. And I went really conservative with very similar looking shades, and I do wish I'd gotten maybe She's Seductive and the other one to be, I think it's She's That Doll or something like that. Very poppy sort of color, but I don't regret those purchases. And coming in at number 11 is this palette by LH Cosmetics in Shimmer Saga. Beautiful palette, absolutely nothing wrong with it. I've used it a lot, but it's just stiff competition with the top 10. And as you know, I am not a huge eyeshadow girl. My weaknesses are blushes and lipsticks. I enjoy this palette. I'm so happy I have it. I would recommend it and I would purchase it again. It just offers the most unique shimmer. It is a beautiful, sophisticated shimmer without being subtle. It is there, but it is stunning. Overall, very, very beautiful. There is just another eyeshadow palette that has been occupying my attention for the past 2 months. So this is why this has been a bit more neglected lately, but we'll talk about that in a second. Now we're coming in hot with the top 10, and in 10th place are these Clarins lip oils. I have them in the shades Deep Camellia and Intense Rosewood. I have a video about these and I absolutely still love them. They are so comfortable, perfect everyday shades. Can't really say anything else about them. They leave a stain on your lips, which is really nice. They are scented, so they have a fruity scent to them. So if you don't like that, they're not going to be your thing. But overall, really enjoy these. Number 9 is what I'm wearing on my lips right now, and it is this Givenchy Rose Perfecto Liquid Balm in the shade Chilling Brown. So I had the lip balm that comes in the tube in the same shade Chilling Brown, and I used all of it. So I really knew I loved this shade. It's perfect just for when you don't want anything on your lips, but you want a little something something. In terms of the formula, it's very, very comfortable. It is neither sticky nor very cushiony. It is somewhere in the middle where you can feel it has grip, but it isn't the most long-lasting either. But there's something very addictive about this. I really enjoy putting it on. It is a very unique texture. I think the packaging is lovely. It's glass, so it feels very nice. Very easy to apply. It doesn't feather or run or anything like that. It stays put. Let me show you actually. So I take some off, just so you can see the difference. So that's it, a bit layered. It's just that whisper of life that it adds to the face that I really love. Very nice product to keep in your purse, and I love the shade so much that I did repurchase it, so it shows you why it made my top 10. I think the name Chilling Brown is a bit misleading because I don't really think it's brown, at least on me. It's more of that perfect nude. I don't really like going nude. Like, I need some color there. So for me, this is great. In number 8, we have this Hermès lipstick in the color Rouge Piment. I mentioned this in my recent video where I did a declutter, as this is a recent purchase. So this is the shade right here. It is so lovely. It is perfectly pigmented, so comfortable, easy to apply. It's just one of the most perfect red lipsticks, and I'm really loving red lipsticks right now, which is why in 7th place we have this lipstick by BYREDO in red and blue, and this one is also just phenomenal. I love both of these, and lately I've loved having just a really stripped back complexion and eye, and just this one of these lipsticks, and I love it so much. So here are the comparisons. This again is Hermès Rouge Piment, and this is BYREDO Red and Blue, the perfect cool toned red. I am going to go into more detail in a lipstick video coming up where I do compare my favorite red lipsticks, because it is a bit of a thing I'm going through right now. I think they would both tie. It's hard to say which is better than the other. The packaging for both is phenomenal. I think the colors for both are phenomenal. The formula is phenomenal. You get the idea. Both are amazing. In 6th place, we have the Sisley Feuilletant Nude Foundation, and I have mine in the shade 1W Cream. I believe I purchased this foundation back in February, and I am already up to here. So yeah, about halfway on it. And I've used it a lot. It is very, very comfortable. It feels nourishing on the skin, but it doesn't give you any shine. It's just very skin-like, offers that slight natural luminosity that we're all chasing. One of those foundations where you can't visibly see that you are wearing foundation. It is very nice, doesn't cling to texture. Recently, my skin has been freaking out just from stress, lack of sleep, usual suspects. And when I apply this foundation, it doesn't cling to those areas. It just sort of lets them breathe while still covering them. So I really love that quality about this foundation. If you enjoy the Chanel Water Fresh tint, you would love this foundation. It just offers that slightest bit more coverage, but you can be really sheer with it because it is so watery, has very runny consistency. Is it a foundation I would repurchase? Yes, but not right away. I don't feel the way about this that I do about my Chanel foundations, for example, like the Chanel Water Fresh Tint. And I've really been loving the Ultra Le Temps foundation ever since I did my declutter and I started using it again. I thought, wow, I remember why I picked this as my #1 pick in my favorite luxury makeup in 2022. And the packaging for the Ultra Le Temps foundation by Chanel does feel more luxurious than this. This packaging doesn't feel luxurious at all, but the product does. That said, the packaging does have its advantages because it is very slim and petite, which is great for keeping in your bag if you wanted to, or for travel or whatever. So that does have its advantages there. Not everything always has to be, you know, heavy and luxurious and all that. I mean, it does look nice, but it doesn't feel as luxurious packaging wise for the price you pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting into our top 5. Okay, so coming in 5th place is the Westman Atelier Contour Stick in the shade Biscuit. So I initially bought this in the travel size, and as you can see, I am close to running out. Really, really love this. I am considering, though, getting truffle. I'm wondering if this is the slightest bit too light for me to really have much of an impact. But I really do enjoy the soft contour it offers. I'm just intrigued to try truffle. So I'm not sure what I'll buy next. Maybe I'll buy a travel size of the truffle just to compare and get through that, since I know this lasts me, maybe 3-4 months in the travel size. But I do love the formula of this. It blends beautifully. I find it long lasting. It's just the perfect contour product. Like, I don't feel the need to look elsewhere. So that'll just be trial and error. I'll likely try travel next, or just, you know, spend half an hour staring at swatches of them on my hand in store and trying to make a decision. You know how it goes. But what I particularly love about this contour product is that it blends beautifully. It's very seamless, smooth, doesn't disturb any makeup that's already on. Really, really gorgeous product. Coming in at number 4 is my tried and true Sisley Soulfolium mascara. I have it in deep black, and I received a gift with purchase in it in deep blue, and both are phenomenal. I've been using both. Really love this mascara. I know it is a crazy price for a mascara, but I don't even care. I love it. It makes me happy. I'm going to keep purchasing it. I experience 0 smudging with this mascara. It is good from day one. It makes me feel awake and pretty, and I feel like after I put it on, there is such a noticeable difference with my eye makeup and my eyes. I just love it. Haven't ever used a mascara that I feel this way about, so I know that I'm going to keep purchasing it, and I'm so glad that I finally got it again. In 3rd place, we have these Sisley lip liners, and I'm telling you, these are just the little loves of my life. Oh, I just treasure them. They are the best of the best. I use them every single day. I did swatch them in my declutter video recently, so if you're curious about swatches, I'll refer you to that video, and it's time-stamped as well in that video, so you'll be able to click on where the swatches are. I do want all the colors. I'm going to go about it slowly. I think next I would like to buy Auburn, and then I'd like to get Ruby, and then Fuchsia. Yeah. This whole thought process has already gone into it, so you know how much I love them. What do I love about these lip liners? They're just the best. The texture of these lip liners is creamy, but not too creamy. It stays put all day. If I put my makeup on at 6 in the morning and I come home at 8:30 that night, my lip liner is still there. It is so long lasting, so comfortable. Even if I haven't put on lip balm beforehand, or if my lips are a little bit dry, the lip liner doesn't accentuate that dryness. It is truly so good. Like, if I show you here, it's really hard to convey it. You just sort of have to feel for yourself. But if you were to buy one to start out, if you have a complexion like mine and your lips aren't very pigmented, Beige Natural is a phenomenal lip liner. It's the one I've used the most. I also really love Chocolate. It doesn't give you that aggressively 90s look. I find it's really good for offering a lip contour if you just want to add a bit more of a cool tone to your lip. very versatile lip liner, and I am loving this shade Rose the. Ooh, so good. And nude is a great one if I don't want any additional color and I just want the lipstick to speak for itself and I just want to create my lip line. Nude is fantastic. So I love the ones I have, and I'm telling you right now, I will be getting more. I don't know why I have this defensive tone about that, but I just feel like I know these lip liners are expensive, and I'm telling you I'm getting all of them just to, you know, I know people have this thing of, oh, I would never pay this much for this and that. But I have the theory of if you can afford it and it makes you happy, go for it. So coming in at number 2 is one of my most recent purchases and definitely one of my favorite makeup purchases of all time. And it's the Chanel Beige Healthy Glow Cream in Rosy Beige. I was so excited that this was available in Canada, and it is the first time ever that I have purchased a backup of a makeup product. With this, I couldn't handle the thought of, when I run out of this, I'm not gonna have another because it is so good. It's a very multi-use product, but I love using it as a primer, as I'm sure you've seen other people use it. So I have used it today, and can you just tell that my skin has this glow, but it still just looks perfected, but without looking unnatural. And I'm telling you it's from this product because I've used the other products before and my skin didn't look like this. Now it doesn't cling onto any texture. It is very smoothing. It's almost like you look like you belong on the front cover of a magazine or something. Now I'm not saying I do, but I'm just saying, you know, if you wear this, your skin does. You feel fabulous. If you would like me to dedicate a video to this exclusively, talking more in depth about it, please let me know. I've even started using it instead of concealer to conceal my dark circles here, and it's been wonderful for that. You can even use it to just accentuate your cheekbones a bit as a delicate highlighter. It has a lot of different uses. Beautiful, beautiful product by Chanel. All right, so now for number 1, and I'm sure you know it's coming. It is the BYREDO Remembrance eyeshadow palette. This has received almost daily use since purchasing it. I adore it, and it's really funny because I feel like one of my taglines has always been, oh, I just do eyeshadow quads, I don't do those big palettes. And now look at me, this is what I reach for daily. I love it. I love having the different options right there. There are a million different looks you could create with this. It is so fun, so special. The silver shades just add a lot of fun. This lilac shade is fantastic. I love the pinks. I love this one. I love all of the shades, and that's something that I never thought I would say about an 18 pan eyeshadow palette. I have already made a dedicated video about this palette, so I won't go on about it too much, but let me tell you, I fall in love with it more each time I use it. I don't consider myself to be that skilled with eyeshadow, and I just find it very easy to use. I find it is very intuitive to use. You don't really have to do a lot of guesswork. It's like you could pick up any shade and put it together with another shade and it'll look good. So I think it is a very wisely curated palette, very thoughtful, very deliberate. And I know when people first looked at it, including myself, it just looked very unexciting. And it isn't until you have it in your hand and you're using it and playing with it that it really becomes this really exciting, fun experience with makeup, where you feel like you can be creative, but it's sort of like Lucia Pica has done the work for you. It's like, okay, have your fun, have your play. No matter what you do, you're gonna have a great look, so go for it. Now, I know in my original video I spoke about longevity, and you know what I think it is? I think it is just this shade right here that has longevity issues, because when I just wear this shade on its own, or one of the sparkly shades on their own, that's when I notice it start to crease after about 5 hours. But if I have a shade like this as my base, or any of these matte shades as my base, it lasts a lot longer. Now, remember I said I'm not great at eyeshadow, so I don't know if I'm just stating something where it's like, well, obviously you should be doing that, but I really loved this shimmery shade at one point and I just wanted it as a one and done. So that's why I was just wearing it by itself. But anyway, ever since I've started layering the shadows on top of each other, obviously on top of a primer, it's been fantastic. I get really good longevity out of it. It is one of my most used makeup products right now. So pretty much every day I am using the BYREDO Remembrance palette. I am using the Chanel Rosy Beige Glow Cream, and I am using a Sisley lip liner. So those go in my top 3. I feel so happy when I use each of these products. So that concludes my ranking of my 16 makeup products that I've purchased this year. I really hope this was helpful. I would love to know if you have any of these products and how you feel about them. How would you rank your purchases this year? Do any of your rankings match mine? I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you're having a beautiful day or evening wherever you are, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye.